Ciao, ciao, ciao! Felici Friday, straight up noon. It is the end of the first quarter of 2021. It is like 54, 57 weeks since we've started with this whole COVID thing. It is time to look forward and really take everything that's happened to our industry in the last year and reverse that. How many of you guys have been busy with inquiries? I know that our inquiries for our clients, both on my the blog that I run here locally to promote local wedding vendors, as well as my own personal inquiries for my event production company, have been lit. They've been on fire, you guys, the last couple weeks. Couples are ready. People are ready. Family reunions are going to be happening. It's up to us as wedding and event professionals to let these people know, hey, you want to have the most amazing gathering, you better hire a professional instead of trying to do it on your own, and letting them know why it is so important that they hire a professional. Even more so now, after we've been apart for so long, people have been saving money. They are itching. You know, I've shared this with you guys before. The wedding renaissance of 2021. I think I'm going to change that to the wedding boom of 2021. And it's not just the wedding boom, it's really family reunions. And we're going to see this in the corporate aspect as well, because I do know corporations and corporate clients that are reaching out to me for 2022, because that's usually the amount of time that it takes, to plan something like that. So it is literally the wedding and event boom. It is happening. It is here. People are excited. It's like being on a diet and then you get your cheat meal and you've been so good for so long and you're just so ready to have some good food. And you're like, oh, I want pizza. I want pasta. I want steak. I want a burger. You know, this is how the world is going to be here in the next 18 months or so, because people have not seen their families. They've been not seeing their friends. I know there's so many friends I haven't seen in a long time. I was grateful enough to see my parents and spend some months with them. We just have a small family out here in the United States. My extended family's in Italy, but people are itching. The calls that I'm getting are, I want to see my family. I want to spend time with my loved ones. I miss them so much. I don't care what it costs. I want it to be amazing. I want it to be memorable, and I don't want to have to stress about it. So let's get right to it. Today's conversation comes from a client that I talked to this past week, because this is one of the things that I coach about. And I'm curious because as you guys come on, do say hello and let me know what you do for yourself, because I'm curious. It's always been a hot topic of conversation. Should I have my packages and pricing listed on my website, or should I not? And this is true for photography. Some of my photography clients, these are conversations that we have, as well as for wedding and event planners. And I can speak from personal experience for wedding and event planners, and I can speak from coaching experience and, all my frienders that are out there that are photographers and their experience about that. So let's get right to it. As you guys jump on, do say hello. I'm using StreamYard, so if you do jump on and say hello, let me know who you are, because I won't see your name. I just will see that you're in the chat. And ask away. Ask any questions and comments and so forth. All right, so let's get started. How many of you guys still have your pricing listed on your website? And the thing is I know this is a norm. I remember back in 2006 when I first started with independent wedding and event planner with my website, and everyone had a package, right? I was looking at the packages that were created because I started working for an independent originally, and she already had her business set up. And I remember the first thing I did, because I came from corporate America, I came from, a consistent every paycheck every 2 weeks. I was scared I wasn't going to be making any money. What am I going to be doing? There's just no, guarantee that I'll be making money. Am I going to do it? All these fears jump in. And so what is the first thing I did is I looked at the packages, I looked at the pricing, and I felt like, oh my gosh, am I overpricing myself? And I started looking at other wedding and event planners to seeing what services and what packages and what prices they were offering. And this is more, in the wedding world. And what I thought back, before I smartened up, before I learned all my lessons, is yes, that is the way that people are doing things because that's the norm. So I should be doing it too. So that was my thought process. I should compare myself and make sure that I'm not out of someone's budget and really be sure that I'm aligned with what other wedding planners, packages, and services offer. And also, it's an industry staple. It's the norm. And I felt good. I felt like, oh, okay, good. Well, I'm with all these ladies. I'm with all these gentlemen. I'm with all these event planners. Life's going to be good. It gave me a false sense of guarantee. And what I quickly found out is that this way of promoting your packages, your services, is not the right way to do this. And I'm going to share with you guys 3 reasons why posting your packages and pricing specifically, it's one thing to do packages, but your pricing, why it's costing you money, why it's costing you clients, and why it's costing you dollar bills. Right? Dollar bills, y'all. Why is it not the right way to do things, even though so many people and planners and photographers are doing exactly that? So let's talk about those 3 reasons. And reason number 1 that it's costing you money is because I gave you guys the hint just like 30 seconds ago, it doesn't set you apart. It does not set you apart. And what happens when you don't get set apart, right? So what I started doing is I started realizing and thinking about what is the process of how inquiries come about? What are these couples doing? What are they looking for? What is it that, how are they finding their vendors? Right? Because there's so much information. And I talk about this in the webinar. If you haven't seen it, I talk about how just this digital influx has happened in the last year because we've had a lot more time to polish up our digital images. There's a lot more competition out there. People who have wanted to be planners who are like, well, I guess during COVID, it's my time to launch my business. So there's a lot more digital noise, a lot more competition. And so as a couple or someone who's looking to hire a planner or a photographer, oftentimes they go to The Knot, oftentimes they go to Wedding Wire. I don't know how many of you guys pay to be in those services, which is totally great because I have some clients that are very successful with that. I personally have not been. And, as a consumer, what happens is all of a sudden you're this influx of digital noise. You're like, oh my God, there's like 30, 40 wedding planners that I can choose from. I don't know where to start. So what am I going to start doing? I'm going to be emailing each and every one of them. And I'm creating that overwhelm for myself. So that's really the mindset the approach that I took is what are brides doing? What are couples and grooms? What are they doing to find planners and vendors for them? And if going to The Knot and looking through 40 competitors of mine is the way they're doing it, if I'm just posting my pricing and packages on there, then how am I setting myself apart, right? Because it's just like kind of like looking at a billboard. It's kind of like going to a restaurant and, when you walk outside restaurants and sometimes they have the menu out there that you can look at, you're not vested in it. You don't get to go see what it looks like inside. You don't really get to see the food that comes out. You're just looking at the menu. You look at the pricing. You look at, oh yeah, well, they have this, they have that. Ooh, look at that price. And you might walk on and keep walking, right? Until something entices you. So how can I be enticed if I'm a bride, if I'm a groom, if I'm a couple looking for a vendor? How can I be enticed when I'm looking at this whole plethora of digital noise? So that's reason number 1. It doesn't set you apart. And my second question about this as well is, are you a one size fits all, right? Or is your client a one size fits all? So how is it possible to have just one type of package all across the board? Because I don't know, in my doing weddings and events, every single venue is different. Every single client need is different. Every single vendor that they're asking for is different. Like there might be the same formula, there might be the same requirements, there might be the same common denominator, but it's still a lot of variables in there. So why would you create a one size fits all packages if the needs, the venue, the guest count, the vision, all of those things aren't a one size fits all, right? So you're pigeonholing yourself into that. The second reason that this is not the right way to do business is because the customer experience, and this is what's so important because I come from customer service. I've worked for 5-star resorts. I totally know everything about luxury. I know how to win people over and how to do it without spending a lot of money. That's the big secret. How do you make someone feel like they're receiving white glove service without having to spend a ton of money, but they feel like $1 million? So the customer experience becomes transactional when you have your pricing and packages. So maybe it's not on your website, right? But someone inquires, and this is what couples do because they don't know any better. Hey, I'm getting married next year. What are your packages and pricing? And then maybe you'll write back, okay, what's your guest count in your venue? And it really doesn't matter. You're just engaging with them. And they're like, oh, 100 people at so-and-so estate. And you're like, oh, here's my packages, right? So even if it's not posted on your website, so one thing about posting on your website is people won't even try to call you, right? Because they're just like looking at that price. They're like, oh, no, not my thing. Or if you don't post it on your website and you just email people your packages and pricing, it becomes this transactional experience. And what happens when things are transactional, you're creating these canned emails. Oh, thank you for your inquiry. Congratulations on your engagement. Here's our packages and services. I look forward to talking to you, right? And that becomes a reactive. You guys know how much I hate that word. It's a reactive way of marketing your business. It's a reactive way of winning inquiries. It's a reactive way of getting clients. So these canned emails and this transactional experience, like, oh, here's the menu. See you later. If you want to come in and have a meal, sure, come on in. You know, you're not selling. You're not winning in this thing. And which leads me to the third reason why you really, you're losing money, why it's costing you to post your pricing on your website is that, and this is a huge complaint from pretty much every single person that I've ever talked to in my coaching program or who's been interested in my coaching program, or you guys that are in my Facebook group that have come in, this is really like one of the number one complaints is that, hey, I get ghosted all the time, or I'm attracting the wrong clients. I'm attracting the wrong inquiries. And here's why that is happening. And here is the third reason why posting your pricing and packages on your website may not be the best way to go for you is because these people are just price shopping. And is that who you want to be? If that's who you want to be, that's okay. But most wedding business owners, wedding planners, wedding photographers that I talk to want to attract clients they love working with, clients they connect, clients who value their services, clients who see their worth, clients who they just make so many memories, and future clients that they work with, right? But how can you do that if you're just showing off your pricing and that's the best thing you've got to show? If your packages look just like planner A, B, C, Z, XX over there, and everything looks exactly the same. So when you do that as the consumer, as the couple, as the inquiry, there's no conversation. So they're not invested in what your offer is or what your worth is. And when there's no investment, it's easier to break up. It's easier to say no. It's easier just to move on without explanation. And, the best example I can give you, it's just like online dating. I like to talk about dating and acquiring clients and conversion rates because I find, first of all, because I'm single, but secondly, because I find there's so many parallels to that because it is a dance, right? When you're creating relationships, it's this thing of why are you hanging out with the people that you do? What is that connection that you have with them? And it's no different whether it's a friend, whether it's a lover, someone you're dating, a boss, a family member. There's something there, and there's value in you, and there's value in your relationship. But when you post your prices and packages on your website, people can just swipe left, swipe left. Nope, I don't like the look of that website. Nope, I don't like their about page. Nope, I don't see the venue that I want to do my wedding at listed on their website. Like, it is so easy to judge. And that's why I say it's like online dating, because I've been on those apps, you guys, and trust me, we're all judgy judgersons. And just one thing we don't like, whether it's a statement that they made on their profile, whether it's a picture on there, whether it's something that they said they like, they don't like, they have children, they don't have children, whatever that case might be, we all have our standards. But what if instead people actually went out on a date, regardless of the swipe left or right feature? You got connected with someone and you were forced to go on a date and have a face-to-face. You would then be able to really make a decision based on what your values are, what you're looking for, what's in it for you, what's in it for them. Do you really like them? Is there really a connection on all of that? Instead of just swiping left from the very beginning because you think that it's not a good fit. So that's really the main reason why posting your prices and packages on your website, in my opinion, is the wrong thing to do. So the question does become, what do I have to do then? What is the right way to do this? And again, I know this is a very controversial topic, and I'm actually going to be posting this in some other Facebook groups that I'm a part of because I'm curious to see what people think. I have found that this way wins, to not post your packages and pricing on your website. And in order to win, in order to increase your return on investment, to drive that bottom line up and literally uncover these 5-figure months, because as soon as I stopped posting my pricing and packages on my website, my perfect clients were, and this is true for my coaching clients as well, but those couples were calling me. The right people that were attracted to my services, to my packages, were coming to me. It was easier to close them. The return on investment goes up, and the money started flowing in. So what you need, here's what you need, you guys. Here's the cheat code, is in order to win clients and inquiries and really have a high conversion rate. Conversion rate means that the number of inquiries, the number of bookings is higher. The higher the bookings to conversion rate, the higher the booking to the inquiries, that's your conversion rate. And that's something you do have control over. Here's what you got to do. You guys ready? Write this down. Number one, you have to provide personalized solutions and services for your inquiries. These couples that come to you need certain things. They're stressed about certain things, and you have to find out what those things are and really be able to articulate your value. And you have to be attracting the right clients. So you really do want to have a clear vision and that specificity of who you're trying to attract, because they will stop the scroll and they'll look and they'll read and they'll reach out to you. So personalized solutions and services for your inquiries. Proactive, you guys know that I love that word. You have to have a proactive and effective workflow from inquiry intake to client. And I use automation with personalization because I think it's important to treat each inquiry very uniquely, but I know that we're all stressed on time. I talked about that earlier this week. How can you clone yourself? One of the best things you can do, especially in the digital age, is automation. But you still, it's an interesting dance because you still don't want to have those canned emails. So it's really about the automation integrated with personalization so that these clients, these couples that are inquiring, feel heard and feel taken care of. And then the third thing that you want to do is create this value, help share what your value is of your services, so that the clients and the inquiries are driven to invest with you, right? They are now invested with you. They've had conversations with you. They see your personality shine. All of those things can happen, but you have to do it right. And you really have to get this proactive personalization with automation and value added all in one nice and neat package, so you can create these personalized solutions and services for those inquiries who just can't resist but work with you no matter what the price is. That's the beauty of it, because at this point, they're not looking at pricing. They're looking at the value. They're looking at the whole package. They're understanding what they're actually investing in versus what it's costing them to hire you. So that's the big secret, is really getting those three things together in a nice and neat package, so that the clients and the inquiries understand the investment of your services versus cost. Because there's a huge difference in those two words, right? And I guarantee it, you guys, these three principles that I just shared with you will improve your conversion rate and will get you to build this 6-figure wedding planning, wedding design, wedding photography business. Those are the three big ones that I know who post their packages and prices on their website. You're going to have a 6-figure wedding business just by making this one shift and doing it well. And I've done this so many times, you guys, for so many of my clients. And, you know, it's a struggle. And sometimes people are like, I don't think this is going to work for me, but I guarantee you that it will, right? And if you're still struggling, if you're still unsure, if you're not 100% sure either how to do it, if any of this sounds like you, if you struggled with converting inquiries to clients, if any of this sounds like you, and you are really, really ready to win in the inquiry and conversion game, and really increase that conversion and uncover these 5-figure months, I've set some time aside, you guys, to speak to you personally about how to apply these 3 concepts. It's 3 ideas. This one concept of not having your packages and prices listed on your website, so that you can win the clients over, so that you can increase your conversion rate, so that you can really, truly have this 5-figure a month business and be proactive and loving your life and uncover these 5-figure months. So if you're really, really ready and want to chat, I've set some time aside today. No matter what your biggest challenge is, I've seen it all. I can help you navigate it. And of course, I'm sure you guys want support from someone who's already done the work and knows how to speed up your timeline. Or you can sit there and try to figure it out on your own. But if you're ready to speed up that timeline, if you're ready to start booking right now, taking those deposits today with those clients that are itching to have the best person on board to help them create memories and have the best gatherings that they've dreamt of for over the last 54 weeks, then let's set up a time to talk and let's get you to those goals quickly. Go to zoefelici.biz/apply. I just set it up right here, and let's set up a time. Choose a time that works for you. You'll get a quick short form to fill it out so I can understand what really is going on in your business before we talk. And then I'll call you at the requested time, and it'll be the best 45 minutes you'll ever have spent on your business. And we could talk about it, see if we're a good fit for one another. If we're not, that's all right too. I'll send you in the right direction. Space is limited because, you guys, when I do these calls, it really, really books up. So space is limited. Sign up now. Go to zoefelici.biz/apply, and let's get your conversion rates up. Let's get your return on investment in your business to skyrocket in a shorter amount of time than trying to figure it out on your own with a foolproof formula that I've seen work once I adopted it once I started sharing it with my nearest and dearest, once they started adopting it and seeing their wedding business really trajectory out. I get so excited talking about this, you guys. And that is my Felici Friday. So should you have your packages and pricing on your website, DJs, that's another, and musicians, but yeah, that's another area as well that I worked with as well. So, all right, you guys, go to zoefelici.biz/apply, set up your appointment time. My calendar is right there. I look forward to talking to you guys and really catapulting your business to greatness right now during the wedding and event boom that's literally at our fingertips at this moment. And make your first 5-figure month in April. Why not? You totally can do it. I guarantee it, you guys. Okay, that's it for now. Have a great weekend. I may jump on over the weekend as I'm still doing 30 lives in 30 days. I appreciate and love you guys. Thanks so much for your love and support. And I look forward to more greatness coming up soon. Ciao for now. Mwah, mwah.